Season 14 is a real game changer. Doomfist and Brigitta is nerfed after so long, and Goats is stronger than ever. Hey guys, it's Grandmaster Prey here, and today I'll be showing you the best support picks for Season 14. Being a support main myself, I really believe that you can use this tier list to see which support to main to destroy your rank this season. If you want to up your game and seriously climb this season, then head over to GameLeap down in the link below for 50% off our Overwatch courses made by top 500 professionals designed to make you rapidly climb. Hurry, as the sale is going to be over soon. Let's start off with Mercy. Oh boy, where do we start with Mercy? Mercy's just one of those heroes that's been nerfed to the ground. At first it was with her ultimate, which was completely bullshit by the way. If you guys have been playing a while, you'll know what I mean. Mercy had an ult that rezzed everybody in her range instantly. Instantly. She would hide until her team wiped. You heard me, she would hide until her team wiped. She wouldn't be with the team doing healer things, no. She would hide until her team wiped and just fly right in like, hey, what's up idiots, and just instantly res her whole team. Eventually Blizzard went on and said, hey, you know what, this shit is pretty broken. They came out with an ultimate change where she flies around like an actual angel. This is still pretty good since she still had instant resurrects. Instead now, she could resurrect only one target. At this point, Mercy was the end-all be-all for a support composition. She had extremely great healing, good mobility, and when she ulted, she'd be able to resurrect 2 people instantly, all while flying around at the speed of light and regenerating like a goddamn mutant. Nerf after nerf, Mercy is now one of, if not the worst support in Season 14. Yeah, they might have reverted her heal as of recently to do 70 health per second instead of 60, but it's already too late. Blizzard absolutely pile drove her to the ground with nerf after nerf. Her resurrect takes a while to resurrect and only for one person, and when you were rezzing, you would be locked in an animation basically still where people could land easy shots on you. Being a main healer, dying is the worst thing you could do, so Mercy players just found it better not to res people. Because of this, Mercy went from an absolute must-have to the point where you could be flamed if you didn't play her as a support, all to the worst support of this meta. Even though she's the worst support of Season 14 meta, you can still utilize Mercy effectively with sniper composition, especially with the release of Ashe. Ashe with Mercy boost can one-shot 200 HP targets, which is the health of majority of heroes in Overwatch. Anyways, pocketing as a main healer such as Mercy is a horrible thing to do because a main healer's job is to heal effectively to a large group of people. She's going to have a real problem trying to survive Season 14. And because of all of this, we're going to go ahead and put her on C tier. Next on our list, we have Brigitta. Brigetti, Spaghetti. Brig was the absolute bane of Overwatch the previous seasons. Even I quit for a season or 2 because of her. She could one-shot Tracer after locking her in an easy-to-hit CC and absolutely single-handedly get rid of dive meta. It got to the point where Brigitta was the target of absolutely furious hatred. Seagull stated in his The State of Overwatch video that a low Masters player could pick Brigitta and effectively force a top 500 Tracer or Genji to switch just because the hero was on the enemy team. Other players such as Cavalry and Effect went as far as to promote the hashtag #DeleteBrig movement, which got a lot of traction. Brigitta had the capability to 1v1 almost any hero, CC through anything, had a burst heal that gave temporary armor, had an ult that gave everyone 150 permanent armor, though it was eventually nerfed to 100, but still, that's overpowered, and could generally dish out a lot of healing in brawl scenarios. 8 months after her release, she was finally nerfed. She wasn't able to one-shot Tracer with no counterplay with her massive shield bash nerf. She wasn't able to stun Reinhardt out of a shield. She wasn't able to stop Ryan's charge with no repercussions, as she now gets knocked back. I would have given her a triple S pick for the past few seasons, but I'm not going to put her in C with Mercy either, and here's why. Brigitta still has her aim and click burst heal. Even though it has an extremely high cooldown, it can save squishies on her team instantly. Also, the shield bash still stuns, so if there's a pesky Genji or Tracer bothering your other healers, Brigitta can effectively peel them off, allowing your healers extra space. Additionally, her ult still isn't too bad. It still gives people that 100 permanent armor, but now she just can't assume the role of tank, DPS, and support all at once anymore. Therefore, we're gonna put Brigetti Spaghetti in B tier. Next, we have Moira. Moira hasn't had a lot of changes since release, but she's been pretty steady in the solo queue ladder. Moira has a mass heal, sustain, a healing or damaging orb she can throw out, a very powerful fade ability that can cleanse her of status ailments such as Otto's Biotic Nade, or Zarya's Graviton Surge, and a weeby ass Kamehameha looking ultimate that heals allies and damages enemies. The problem with Moira though is that she doesn't have the burst healing that's needed in higher elos. Therefore, she's played all the time in low to mid elo and played virtually never in high elo. Even though Moira has the potential to output a lot of healing, she's limited by her healing gauge mechanic, which doesn't allow her to heal all the time without sucking some enemies dry with her right click too. Comparing her to someone like Ana that can output more healing without the handicap of literally forcing yourself to be a DPS Moira, you can begin to see why she's never played in high elo. In higher elos where you're out of position, right clicking people dry so you can get that healing charge back, you're open to getting picked off. Because Moira is a main healer, if she puts herself at a situation like that and does get picked off, your team is most likely going to lose the fight. In lower elos, people don't punish stuff like that. So because of that, Moira is very effective there. Don't get me wrong, Moira has the potential to dish out a ton of healing, but she's unable to do it forever like Ana can, and because of this, I'm going to put her in A tier. Next, we have Zenyatta. Zenyatta is a high skill ceiling hero that when used properly can be an absolute god. Aside from learning how to aim his projectiles, you're going to need to manage your Orb of Harmony and Discord. Zenyatta's recently been on the radar because of how good he works with and against goats. One of the main losing points in a goats versus goats game is which frontline goes down first. Zenyatta can Discord the enemy Reinhardt, allowing him to get destroyed by your team. His Orb of Harmony sucks alone, but it's a nice top up to healing. You don't want to solo heal as Zenyatta in the first place, especially if you're a goats comp. Another deciding factor of goats versus goats is ult economy. And if the enemy Zarya ults your team, you can prevent a wipe with your Transcendence. This also applies out of goats when the enemy Reinhardt shatters, or when the Zarya grabs as well. Now of course you can be countered by Ana's Biotic Nade when you're using Transcendence, and because of that, I won't be putting him as the best tier. Mastering Zenyatta's left and right click can turn you into a god, as we've seen from J-Jonak. If you can really master the mechanical side of Zenyatta while knowing when and how to use your Discords, Harmonies, and Transcendence, you can really turn into a force to be reckoned with in solo queue. We're going to put Zenyatta in A tier with Moira. Next on our list is Lucio. Lucio, like Zenyatta, is a high skill ceiling hero that can be an absolute legend. We've seen the Reddit Lucio plays from DSP Stinky and Red Shell absolutely dominate solo queue. Lucio is in my opinion the hardest support in the game. His high mobility can be abused to his maximum potential by skilled Lucio players, allowing them to get places in maps where we wonder, how the hell is that frog riding the ceiling? Like Zenyatta, Ghost Meta has exploded Lucio into absolute usefulness. His healing aura can heal multiple targets all at once, and his speed boost allows for his team to reposition quickly, as well as hit the enemy like a train. These are two of the most useful things in Goats, even to the point where Ghost Meta is unable to really perform without this pick. His ultimate is very similar to Zenyatta's, but what makes Lucio's ult better is that it cannot be countered by Ana. Now it's able to be countered by Sombra's EMP, effectively removing the barrier that it gives, but with Ana's pick rate much higher than Sombra's, as well as Ana being able to counter Transcendence with a normal ability rather than an ultimate, this places Sound Barrier higher up in usefulness than Zenyatta's Transcendence. Because of his synergy with the current meta and his mobility, we're going to place Lucio at S tier. We all saw this coming. The best support in Season 14 is Ana. Ana's kit is the most loaded in this meta. Her gun shoots powerful healing as well as an equally damaging shot. Her E, Biotic Nade, gives insane burst, healing and allowing increased healing from other sources. This can pair very well with your off healers, turning their low healing into something comparable to a main healer. Additionally, she's the only character in the game that can essentially prevent enemies from getting healed. And this is for 4 seconds, guys. 4 seconds of opportunity time that you can get the easiest picks or team wipes of your life. Her sleep dart is the best CC in the game, effectively removing someone from fighting for 5.5 seconds. With how fast paced Overwatch is, 5.5 seconds is absolutely crazy. Her ultimate is a game changer. Nano Boost gives whoever you give it to less damage taken, more damage done, and instantly heals them for 300 health. If you think that's nuts, then imagine pairing it with your E, effectively turning that 300 HP insta-heal into 450. That's almost all of Reinhardt's health. With this overloaded as hell kit in the game, as well as the recent buffs to her ultimate, I'm going to go ahead and put Ana at a double S rating. With goats more powerful than ever and Brig and Doomfist nerfed, many of us have mixed feelings about what Season 14 will bring for the state of Overwatch. Really utilizing the meta, picking and mastering some of the best supports for the season will reap amazing turnout. Let me know in the comments what picks you've been using for the season and how you've been doing with it. If you guys want to see how you can stomp your rank ladder with these games, click the link below to get a 50% discount off GameLeap, where hundreds of videos made by top 500 professionals are right at your fingertips. Hurry, this offer ends at January 7th. You guys do not want to miss out on our exclusive offer. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like the video and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out.